Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started with this lesson, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. To you I say shalom. So in this lesson, Lord willing to be edifying, I'm gonna be going into this article or several articles, but this one I got pulled up. I'm gonna read it real quick. This is from the New York Post. It says Fed slashes interest rates by half a percentage point to bid to curb inflation without causing recession. So the Federal Reserve, has as of late cut half a percentage point so that way they can curb the inflation that the Americans are feeling right now. You know, because the American people have been being worn out, as far as their pockets, because you see this all throughout, social media, right? All these social media sites, people in an uproar because they can't pay their bills, they can't put food on the table, or the amount of money that it used to that they used to that was required to feed the household. Now it's not the same. Now it's more required, right? And these companies, they ain't giving no raises. They're penny pinching. As a matter of fact, they're letting people go. A lot of these factories we see in it, uh, uh, all the time. We see articles on this of this company is shutting down this many, stores. This other company is shutting down this many stores. We see it all the time, man. What I'm saying? All you gotta do is do a quick search of companies shutting down or stores being closed, and what I'm saying, people getting fired or people being let go, right? And we're seeing that people right now, there's a lot of people that are homeless. You still got tent cities. You still got tent cities. Homelessness is going crazy. You know, and what's even more fucked up is that they made on some of these cities, they made being homeless illegal. So, you know, that's just another reason for them to have more control. All these what's it called, draconian measures, or as the scriptures say, how's it go, unrighteous decrees, right? And because for a lot of these people, not everybody, because we know a lot of these people out there that are homeless for a reason. They either, uh, what I'm saying, they're drug addicts or whatever, right? But a lot of these people that are homeless now, they're not homeless because of that reason. They're homeless because they can't get a job. They're homeless because they couldn't pay their rent. They're homeless because for whatever reason. But what I'm saying, there's a lot more homeless people now than before or pre the C-19, right? But anyway, things are just been getting worse and worse. The plagues are hitting Egypt, aka America, hard. So these bankers are trying to do something to what they call quantitative easing, or what I'm saying, a soft landing, what they call. And this is another method of them trying to do that. Trying to uh, bring everything, back in order. Bring everything back to normalcy or back to the way it was, right? But we understand, according to the scriptures, there's nothing they can do um, to stop this. This is all the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Now, the stocks and the way everything works is almost like a it's almost like a wave in the water, right? And there's a certain trickle effect that goes up and down, and that's how the stocks usually go. They go up and they go down. They go up and they go down. And what they're trying to stop is from, again, everything going down. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to, you know, jolt the economy a bit by cutting interest rates by 0.5% in order to, stop that wave, man. Slow that wave down. That wave's about to crash, and they're trying to slow that down. But you need a significant amount of force to stop a wave, which America doesn't have. America doesn't have, the capacity to stop what's coming, to mitigate uh, the inevitable, which is a crash, you know, a recession. All these things are gonna come upon America, and it's talked about in the scriptures, right? But ultimately, like I said, they're fighting against the Lord's will. But again, this is the Lord's will that put it in their hearts to do what they do, right? But this is giving the American people a false sense of hope, a false sense of security, I guess, because a lot more people now they cut interest rates, they're going to start buying houses, they're going to start investing, they're going to start getting loans for businesses. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start seeing all these Americans, start going at it. You know what I'm saying? As far as, investing and building and trying to create something, then they're going to think themselves to be in a good case. And as a matter of fact, um, let's get Salakia. Let's get real quick. Second, Salakia. It's in the Apocrypha. Second Ezra's 16. I'll go down to verse 21. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be good." Salakia. "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap on earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." So even though right now, people are going through it, as far as not being able to pay for food, we understand things are going to get worse. So even though right now people are still able to, you know, eat and still live a certain lifestyle, and especially with this whole thing with the feds, slashing the percentage, the interest rate percentage by 0.5 point, we're gonna start seeing uh, the economy kind of start to rise up a little bit. But all that's gonna be a little that all that's gonna be is a false reading, because it's just like anything, when you, I guess, again, like I mentioned, like a wave of water. Whenever you tap your finger in a puddle, it makes that ripple, right? But eventually, what does that ripple do? It eventually fades away, and that's what they're doing. They made their ripple, but that ripple ain't gonna last long. It's gonna ride it's gonna ride its wave out, and then it's gonna come to a halt. You know what I'm saying? So this effort that they're doing to, uh, again, do that quantitative easing, or that um, what they call soft landing, all that is gonna, we understand that America's gonna come crashing. The economy is gonna crash, right? This is all in vain. But anyway, it says, uh, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap on earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case." So people gonna start thinking, once the economy starts to start, they can be able to go back to a somewhat type of normalcy. They're gonna think that they're good now. We back. America's back again. America up and running. We in full throttle. Nah, man, that's just the calm before the storm, right? But it says, "And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." That's right. Evils. That's what we're seeing right now. Evils upon evils. Things ain't slowing down. Things is ramping up. This whole thing that they're doing is just a distraction. It's just a false sense of hope, like I said, because all around the world is falling apart. And just because you got a little interest rate cut, you know, here these Americans think that they're good now. That America is going to bounce back. America is going to be, you know, the number one power again, you know, or I mean, even though America still is the top dog as far as these nations go, but um, the economy is through. You know, America's economy is it's on a spiral. It's on a downward spiral, man. You know, like Charles, what's his name? George Carlin, I think that's his name. Charles Carlin, something like that. I think it's George Carlin. You know, he said, you know, America is on a is how does he say? It's spiraling down the drain, right? I know the Apostle Gabar, you know, mentions that as well. You know, that America's spiraling down the drain. You know, and that's exactly what is happening. You know, once you hit that, you know, the 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 lever to flush the toilet, you can't stop it. You know, it's gonna go down. It's just a matter of time. You know. But anyway, it says, okay, we done read that. Let's get Psalms, and I'm gonna get my other articles out here in a minute. But let's get Psalms 2 in verse 1. It says, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?" Right, and it's a vain thing of what they're doing, trying to revitalize America, give America a jump start. You know, all that is done in vain. All that they're doing is all in vain. America is out the way. America is uh, going down the drain. Right now, let me see. Let's get um, Jeremiah 51 in verse 8. It says, "Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed." You see, there's nothing that can be able to heal Babylon. America got the wound, and hey, it ain't gonna be healed. The Most High is the one that's wounding Babylon. So there's nothing you can do, right? When you go into Deuteronomy, okay, Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter, and the 39th verse, it says, "See now that I, even I am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal." You see, so the Most High kills, He makes alive. He wounds and He heals, right? It says, "Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands." And that's America as well. The reason why America is going out is because the Most High is the one that's wounding this bitch. And there's nothing you can do to deliver America out of the Most High's hands. The scope is on America. There's nothing you can do. All right. But now let's go back to that article. Let me read a little bit into this. It says the Federal Reserve slashed its key lending rate by 0.5 percentage point, the high end of expectations on Wall Street, in a bet that the wobbly jobs market has become a bigger risk to the economy than inflation. Right, because you just had, as a matter of fact, I got it right here. I got this other article going into the U.S. job growth, right? You know what happened in, what date was this? August 21st. Hold on, Slovakia. But anyway, I think the actual date was on a Monday, because I remember reading that how Japan, their market crashed, which is pretty much that their market went below a certain percentage point, a certain threshold. I think it's 15%, but I think theirs went down by like 20%, if I'm not mistaken. You know, if I'm wrong, you know, brothers can correct me. You know, but I know that they pretty much had a crash just a couple months ago, or last month, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But either ways, in this article it says new data shows U.S. job growth has been far weaker than initially reported. right? And that's what we're seeing. You know, the job growth, the rate that jobs are being created and being filled is not what they're saying it is, right? It's initially been reported a certain amount, but really when they went into it and did the count, it was way less, right? And that shocked the markets that Monday, and pretty much Japan's suffered that crash, right? But the crash that America is inevitably going to be hit with is a complete crash, a complete shutdown of the markets, right? Which again, that wave is coming. You know, like I mentioned, that wave of water. You know, Esau try to mitigate that impact of that water. Well, he's trying to slow it down, but really it's building up too much to where when it hits, they ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. But anyway, this is it says U.S. job growth during much of the past year was significantly weaker than initially estimated, according to new data released Wednesday. Slovakia. It says the Bureau of Labor Statistics preliminary annual benchmark review of employment data suggests that there were 818,000 fewer jobs in March of this year than were initially reported. Every year, the BLS conducts a revision of the data from its monthly survey of businesses' payrolls, then benchmarks the March employment level to those measured by the quarterly census of employment and wages program. The preliminary data marks the largest downward revision since 2009 and shows that the labor market wasn't quite as red hot as initially thought. However, job growth was still historically strong. When spread through the prior year, the average monthly job gain from April 2023 through March 2024 was 173,500 versus nearly 242,000 on analysis of BLS data shows. So this was what they were expecting, but this is what they got, right? So, or something like that. I think is what they were talking about. I know it says it right here, something different. Either way, the point being, they're afraid of a recession happening, which, you know, I believe we're already in a recession, and I believe it's just going to get worse. This what they're doing is not really going to do much, you know. And really, when you, I read this article as well. It says Fed rate cuts are unlikely to goose the stock market or prevent a recession. You know, this is from September 19th, 2024. Right. I'm gonna read a little bit into this. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna skip down to the point. Let's see. Yeah, I'll start right here. It says if this is the Fed's coming move, cutting its policy rate substantially and quickly, it suggests a panicky policy. It betrays both a fearlessness and an eagerness to fight a recession with which the Fed itself helped instigate by its previous excessive curve inverting rate hikes. So he's pretty much saying that the Feds caused this to happen by them raising up the interest rates. But now, by them fastly, drastically, lowering the interest rates, that, you know, he's pretty much saying that they don't know what they're talking about, or they don't know what they're doing, man. They're causing this shit, and we know that they're causing this, man. You know, the top elites, they're, you know what I'm saying, they know what they're doing. They want this thing to collapse so that way they can institute the NWO via the MOTB, which is a micro C-hip, the implantable micro C-hip that's going to go either into your forehead, which is connected to your brain with a Neuralink, or you're going to have it in your right hand or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your left hand, wherever, right? But the point being is that you're going to have that in order to uh, uh, buy or sell, be able to operate in society, right? Operate within the grid. But it says, continuing on, it says rate cutting typically recognizes the problem recession. That's the problem, right? Recession. They're afraid of that. It says after the fact, but doesn't prevent the problem. Yeah, it doesn't prevent it. It says nor does rate cutting necessarily boost equities. It's true that lower interest rates, long and short, tend to be bullish for equities, all else equal. Um, but all else is not equal now. It says a recession means economic growth contracts and earnings decline, both of which undermine equity prices. Significant rapid rate cutting usually coincides not with an economic soft landing, but incoming recession data. You see, let me read this again. Significant rapid rate cutting usually coincides with an economic soft landing, but incoming recession, Slovakia. Significant rapid rate cutting usually coincides not with an economic soft landing, but incoming recession data. So that's what they're getting through the data, as I pulled up in the previous article, that they are getting in their data, they're getting hints that a recession is coming, right? And that's what they're afraid of. So in haste, they put that out there, to combat it, right? Having hopes in not creating a recession, right? But it says rate cuts based on hindsight instead of foresight can confirm a recession but can't prevent it. You see? So it says rate cuts be based on hindsight. This is after the fact, because that's what they got. They got the data, and they're doing things hindsight instead of foresight. It says instead of foresight can confirm a recession. So hey, that confirms them doing that confirms that we're in a recession, right? But can't prevent it. Oh, it says can't confirm, so it can cause a recession. I can't really tell what it's saying here because I know they're talking about recession, in that article. So either recession is already here or recession is about to happen. But point being is that they can't prevent it. They can't prevent it. You see, so this effort to try to fight against a recession, fight against inflation, it's all really going to fall on its face, because if there's a recession and not a lot of people are working, of course it's going to cause an inflation. You know what I'm saying? People ain't gonna be able to buy stuff. People ain't, you know, there's gonna be no jobs. So what are people gonna do, right? I mean, and even if it doesn't cause an inflation, but if the recession is there, no one's gonna benefit from it, right? But anyway, let's see. Let's get what was it? First Thessalonians. That's the one I had. First Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. Because like I said, this is just a false, not false, so like, yeah. Well, yeah, this is pretty much a false sense of hope that they're trying to give the American people, right? To, cross their fingers, hope best they can that, America can get back to its former self. But anyway, this is First Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." You see, and that's what they're pushing with this. Oh, we're going to have a good economy now. Everything's going to bounce back. We're going to be good. Go out and get your loans. Go out and get your start up your businesses. Get yourself some houses. You know what I'm saying? Invest. Because the economy is going to be good. That's pretty much what they're saying. The Kamala Harris's team. Everything's gonna be better. Donald Trump, bring America, make America great again. You know, this is pretty much what they're talking about. And now you have this, to you know put the people back to sleep. Which people are already asleep, but this is just an attempt to try to get the elect, to steer the elect away from the truth, steer the elect back into the world, right? But it ain't gonna work. We know that. This is just to keep the 2/3 back in their sleep, keep them asleep, and of course they're gonna be fooled by it, right? That's the reason why in Isaiah, the 30th chapter, right here, Isaiah 30:1, it says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." So that's what Jake does. They'll take counsel from Esau, from the heathen. They'll take their advice. If Kamala Harris or Donald Trump get into office and they say, "Oh, we're good now. Go ahead and build and whatever." You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna be comforted at their leader's words. And not take into account that America is marked for judgment. The prophets are out here. The scriptures talk about how there shall not be no sign given to them but the sign of the prophet Jonas, right? That sign is being given. The prophets are out here warning Jake to get right, otherwise judgment, right? Repent or perish. But again, it says, verse 3, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion." You see? So you trust in the strength of Pharaoh. You trust in the shadow of Egypt. You're thinking that you're gonna be protected under by America. America is gonna have your best of interests in mind. That your leader Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, whoever gets into office, they're gonna make the right policies and whatever, man. You know what I mean? All that bullshit, all that nonsense that Jake has hopes for. That's the reason why you have Jake out here, talking about voting and shit, because they really believe that, voting is going to actually make a difference, and that whoever you vote for is going to have their best interests at heart. But we know that's not true. It's never been true. you know, they try to get Barack Obama in office. What the hell did Barack Obama do for you, Jakes? Not a goddamn thing. But anyway, let's see. As a matter of fact, let's touch on this because this is what's actually going to happen. This is what's coming. Wait, not this. Salakia. Ezekiel. Right here. Ezekiel 4:16. It says, "Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity." You see, and this is what's coming. You're gonna have to weigh your bread by measure. You're gonna have to drink your water by measure, or eat your bread by weight, and measure your water by measure. This is and with astonishment. Let me get this word for astonishment. It's Shamawan or Shamawan. It says horror, dismay, appallment, stupefaction. It says Yeah, palm and horror. Yeah, you're gonna be in horror. You ain't gonna know what to do. You're gonna be scared of what you're gonna eat the next day. You're gonna be scared of, damn, damn, this is the last of the bread. This is the last of this. This is the last of that. I don't got enough money to go do this. I ain't got enough money to go buy that. That's what's gonna be in the minds of people, man. That's what's coming to America, especially you Jakes, because that's essentially what Jacob's trouble is gonna be for. It's gonna be to you Jakes. That's why it's coming to destroy 2/3 of our people. To judge 2/3 of your people, of our people. Those who don't want to get right. Those who neglect the word, made fun of the prophets, made light of the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Those same spirits that were back then with Yahushua that pretty much set him on the cross, right? And we see those same type of spirits here today. The same type of spirit that chose, what's his name, Barabbas, that chose a criminal. And that same thing now. Our people would rather sit with criminals than to sit with the man of the Lord. That's just the way it is now. Shit is ass backwards. But those are the same spirits here back today, right? But again, this is what's coming. You know, you have a little bit of that now, right? With people not being able to pay bills and having to carefully, check their shopping carts and calculate their shopping carts. Otherwise, they get to the damn register and they can't pay for half their shit. You know. But hey, that is gonna be worse. The scriptures talk about in Revelation. Let me get it. 6 and verse 6. It says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." You see, that's what's coming. And again, this whole cutting the interest rate is not going to stop this from happening. This is coming. These Americans thinking of that they're never going to be touched. Nothing bad is ever going to happen to them, right? The scriptures talk about how thy pride has deceived thee, right? Let me get that real quick. We'll jump back. Let me see. Bear with me. I think I spelled deceive wrong. Wait. Is that how you spell it? Salakia. It ain't popping up. Right here. Obadiah 1 and 3, it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? There's another one too, shall see no sorrow. Right here. Revelation 18 and verse 7, it says, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. You see? And that's the mindset of Americans, man. Americans really believe that none of this is ever going to happen to them. That them having to, or famine hitting America, nukes hitting America, civil war, all these things. These Americans, to them, is just like like a blockbuster movie. They don't really think that all this shit is gonna, or not shit, Salaki, but all these things is gonna come upon America. They really believe they're gonna be secure, they're gonna be safe. That Trump is gonna do something is gonna happen to uh, make things go right. Everything's gonna be fixed, right? That's not the case. That's not the case. That's not what the Bible says, right? But let me see. What else should I get? There's another one too. Um, Actually, I think that's it. Yeah, I believe that's all. That was all I had um, pertaining to this. You know, but yeah, hey, all this uh, cutting interest rates, all that is, again, I say it's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? This, even though this is actually happening, this is just something to get people's hopes up. A false sense of hope. Get people's hopes up, and making America great again. This is probably gonna get people more hyped into trying to get Trump or Kamala Harris into office, and people gonna start being more attentive. Thinking that this is gonna be the deciding factor of if America is gonna fall or rise, and you know what I'm saying. So anyway, I pray the lesson was edifying. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Until the next time, I'm going to say, Shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah.